Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Understanding life through meditation is the retreat that we will be having from today, 7th October to 14th October. All the problems of our life begin not because of not understanding. They begin because of misunderstanding. If I don't understand anything, that means I don't know anything. So it doesn't matter. But when we misunderstand, then all the problems begin in our life. Therefore, the foundation of our life has to be understanding, and then stand under that understanding. That is called as living life. Life is interaction with the not self. Self is I, and interaction is with anything which is not I. For example, this jug here with water, how do I know this jug? That this is the jug, I know this is the jug, and I am not the jug. So, in our interaction with the world, we have two components. One is the self, and the other is the not self. So when we interact with the world, then only experiences take place. And if these experiences are good, our life is good. If experiences are bad, our life is bad. Now, what is that which determines the quality of our experiences? Is what is the way we interact with the world. Interaction means coming in contact. For example, I am sitting here and this jug and the glass was kept. So I interacted. How I interacted? I took out some water in this glass so that if I need, that time I don't have to make a sound cut, 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 cut. So I have interacted in such a manner that it is a good experience. Another way of interaction is that I interact in the form of reaction, meaning we react. So one quality of interaction is action. Another quality of interaction is reaction. When I react, what happens? That when I see this thing, no, this should not have been like this, keep it away. And in that hurry, it falls and breaks. Oh, why this has happened? Why this happens? Because we react. So whenever interaction has a quality of action, it is creative. Whenever the interaction is of the quality of reaction, it is destructive. Now, what is the technique by which we can convert the reaction into action? See? That technique is called as response. So when I respond to the world, I act. And when I do not respond, but simply react. And why do we react? We react because of default settings. Default settings. Like in our computer, we have settings. When you open the computer, a picture of Gayatri Ma will come. That comes only on your computer, not everywhere. Because you have made a setting like that. Like if you see my laptop in Bombay, the moment I switch on the computer, the Saraswati goddess comes on the screen and there is a mantra, Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Now this doesn't come in every computer because I have made a default setting. In the same manner, we all have our individual default settings. See? And most of us live our life with these default settings. Friends, spiritual life is changing our default settings in such a manner that we respond to the world. We don't react to the world. And what are these default settings? These are the habits. All of us have got some or the other habit. Like I have got a habit of playing with my beard. In one of my lectures, after my lecture was over, one girl came. Swamiji, why you have to catch your beard all the time? I said, why, you are jealous or what? It's my beard, I will do whatever I like. Now there is no need for me to hold on to the beard. There was one very good orator, politician in London. And when he will start talking, he will flatten everyone. He was so good an orator. But he had one habit. The moment he starts his lecture, he will hold the button of the coat in his hand. That was his habit, as if it was a switch. And this was noticed by the organizer of the opponent politician. He said, don't worry, I will take care. And somehow or the other, he has taken away the button of this coat which he will hold. And when he went for the lecture, dear friends, where is the button? And it's gone. See, we all are living only in the default settings. That is not living in awareness. See, accidents take place never by a driver who is learning, because he is very aware. If the car is coming from Vienna, he will start from here, he will stop, let it go. Because he is very aware, lest there will be accident. Accidents take place when we take things for granted. I know, I have been driving for last 30 years. Therefore, when we react, there are two things. One is default settings. And second is, we take things for granted in life. Friends, whenever we have taken things for granted in life, we have committed an accident in our life. Therefore, what is the taking things for granted? Means, I'll explain you in a simple way. When I get up in the morning, I get a cup of tea every day. So, after a few days, I take it for granted that when I get up in the morning, I should get a cup of tea. So, when we start expecting, repeating the same thing again and again, it is called as taking for granted. Is it clear? So, if we want to understand life, in that understanding, the first principle is this. When we are interacting, let us become aware that we are acting or reacting or living by default. Same mechanical lifestyle. Friends, whenever we live our life mechanically, there is a boredom. That is why many students, boredom, yes. Many students have this problem. Initially, when they start meditation, they are very inspired. And they say, Swamiji, oh, it was such a great meditation. When somebody comes for the first time, his experience in meditation is a different quality. And when somebody has been struggling for years together, holding on, then you change, put support here, switch off the light, do this thing and music and every kind of thing. And yet, I don't know, nothing is happening. What has gone wrong? See? Why these things happen is only because we have become mechanical in even our meditation. Please remember, every moment of our life has to be lived fresh. Living in that awareness is called as meditation. And for that, we have to take life in its entirety, completeness. For example, this picture is here in front of you. If you take that picture so close that it is hardly half an inch away from your eyes, you will not be able to see it. Suppose you look at the picture from 1 mile, you will not be able to see. Suppose you look at the picture from a distance wherein you see there is something, but what is that you can't see? So what you have to do now? You have to stand at a proper distance. Then you will be able to see the beauty of the picture in its entirety. If you take, for example, there are many beautiful wall hangings in this house, many of them, and they are all hand done. So they are not smooth, they are rough. So if you go very near to one of them, and you can see only maybe 4 inch by 4 inch, 2 inch by 2 inch, you see that other than ugliness you can see nothing. If you stand far apart, you can see nothing. If you want to enjoy the picture, stand at a proper distance. Then you can enjoy the picture completely. If these examples are clear, we have to look at our life in its entirety, completeness. There are different aspects of our life. One is the physical aspect. Second is the mental aspect. The third is the spiritual aspect. And all of them are interrelated. And this interrelation among these three aspects determines the quality of our interaction with the world. If I am only a physical being, My interaction with the world will be only at a physical level. If I take myself to be only a mental being, my interaction with the world will be only at the mental level. And if I am a spiritual being, then my interaction with the world will be at a spiritual level. So if we talk about life, we have to take into account this completeness, physical, mental and spiritual. Second thing, when we talk about our life, if we take life means between 2 points, the point of beginning womb and the point of end the tomb. Is this only the life? Or life is much more than this? See, if I consider my life to be only when I came in Renata's house from that day, 3rd of October to 14th October. That is my only life. It will mean that before 3rd October I did not exist. It will mean after 14th of October I will cease to exist. But is it true? No. Life existed even before I was born in this Ayurveda house. And life will continue when I will die to this Ayurveda house. So I have come in this house, I have taken birth, and I go out of this house. I am dead to this house, but I continue to exist. Because from the absence, nothing begins. Therefore, our therefore, if we imagine our life began when we were born and our life ends when the body dies, we are looking at the huge picture of life, only one corner. We have not taken life in its entirety. Otherwise, what can justify, what can prove that the variation that we see in this world, children born to the same parents, one of them is extremely intelligent, to the same parent, the second child is born, he is extremely dynamic, leader type. The third child born to the same parents is a great business person. And the fourth child born to the same parents is good for nothing, therefore government servant. Now, what is the reason that there is such a variation? Differences. So, what can tell the differences? Friends, our life is not lived by the body. The life is lived by somebody who is living in the body. See, my tongue and lips are not talking. Your ears are not hearing. There is somebody behind the tongue and the lips. There is somebody behind the ears. When that somebody is sleeping in the deep sleep, and I go and I tell, hey Katrina Hurricane, Can you prepare a cup of tea? Do you think she will respond? No, because she is not there. See? Therefore, it is extremely necessary to recognize that there is an embodied who is going through the experiences of life. And this embodied one, he is utilizing the body, the mind, and the spiritual strength as the means through which he is expressing. See? Suppose we come over here to this beautiful place. Now, what for we come over here? To see the trees, the flowers, the building? No. This place is meaningful to us because of one person. So we have come to see her. And she can't be found out in space. So she has an address. In the same manner, there is somebody who is living in this body. And when somebody dies, what we say? Oh, dead and gone. Body dead and he has gone. So when we become aware of this fact, that our life is no more limited only by the present manifestation, then the next step comes. To understand this life in its entirety, the best way, what I have discovered in my life, is learn from your own experiences in life. Those who can learn from the experiences of their own life, they alone grow wise. Those who do not learn from the experiences of their own life, they grow old and otherwise. You know otherwise? Otherwise means mad. And such people have nothing but complaints about the whole world. See how important it is. Therefore, let us go step by step. First step. If life means interaction with the world, what will be the first step that we have to take in life? That we interact with the world in such a manner that the world is not a problem for us and we are not a problem for the world. First principle. Let us not invite problems. Let us understand to what extent we should go. Thus far, no further. We have to draw lines in our life. This much, not beyond. And in this manner, when we start leading our life with discipline, a disciplined person alone can discover freedom in life. If there is no discipline, we can achieve nothing in life. So, when we are interacting with the world, let us not create friends or enemies. Let us not create attachments or hatreds. Hatred. Two principles. Live in this world in such a manner that neither we create friends nor we create enemies. Then be friendly to everyone with sincerity and purity. And when you start living that kind of life, you will see you will be always at home, everywhere. in every situation. That is called as living life. The other day, somebody asked me, Swamiji, when you are going from here, we are feeling very bad, and again, when will you come? I said, I'll come next year. But you tell us, don't you feel bad that you are leaving us and going? I said, no, I don't feel bad. Because my rule is, if I have to feel, I'll feel good. Why should I feel bad? So you are feeling good that you are leaving. I said, no. I am feeling good because I am going home. Which home? Wherever I go, that is my home. See? Last 7 months I am out of India. So now and then people say, you must be feeling homesick. Homesick I can feel only if I think India is my home. But when every place is my home, where is that means I have to be sick all the time or what? No. If we live in this world with this simple understanding, wherever we are, that is our place. And that is the truth. As a result, we start living in this world in such a manner that wherever we are at home. And when we are at home, our mind is undisturbed. Normally what happens, we want the world around us to change, the people around us to change, and therefore we want to do something so that the world will change according to my choice. And how do I do that? I do that by telling the world, look, I am telling you this is for your benefit. See, smoking is very bad. You should not smoke. Why it is bad? See, smoking has got so many negative points. Look at me, I don't smoke. So you don't smoke, but let me smoke. Our goodness is imposition of our views on others. See, if I am a vegetarian and if I am asked to take a project for improving the world, what is the first thing I will do? I will try to say that everybody in this world should be a vegetarian. Then I will have International Society of Vegetarian People. Next year there is a conference, International Vegetarian Society. I don't know, somewhere in India or outside, and I am invited there as a chief speaker, chief guest. So I told them I'll come. But I said off the records. I said, why you worry about what people eat? Let them eat whatever they eat. Do you think this world is less divided? The world is divided black versus white, religion versus religion, men and women, poor and rich, underdeveloped and overdeveloped. There are so many criteria that the world is divided, as if the division of the world is not enough. Therefore, one more criteria, vegetarian, non-vegetarian. Don't worry, I said I'll talk in favor of vegetarian, but I am telling you my personal views. Because what happens? When we are obsessed with something, we want the same thing to happen in the world around. No. That is a reaction. So live in this world in such a manner that we do not want to change the world. Then you are at home. But when people eat non-vegetarian, don't you feel bad? I will feel bad if they pluck my finger and start eating like a carrot. then I'll feel bad. As long as they don't pluck my finger, it's okay, eat whatever you like. See? So, when we are interacting with the world, the principle number one, let us not have any kind of impressions on the mind in terms of likes or dislikes. See? There are people who have been smoking or drinking a lot earlier. Then, whatever reason, they stop smoking and drinking. And then they take the crusader of stop. Everybody should stop smoking and stop drinking. Earlier, what you were doing? Oh, don't drink the past. Crusader means, got it? So, this is the first principle. Let us lead our life in such a manner that we don't create friends and enemies, likes or dislikes about anybody or anything in this world. Life is beautiful. See? This very thought that we are in such a way that we are not a black sheep in a white flock. We are not an iceberg. We are the oceanic waters merged in the totality. That is called as living life with understanding. When this understanding doesn't come, we create problems for us. How important it is. Now, once you are at home with the world, wherever you are, then you can focus attention on something higher. See? If I am all the time disturbed by everything around me, I cannot focus attention on something higher in life. If we want to focus attention on higher in life, we have to give up, drop the lower ones. Then only we can seek something higher. Like many people have this problem. When they sit for meditation, normally they are comfortable. But when they sit for meditation, the volcano of thought starts bombarding. Then their problem is, where from the thoughts come, I don't know. Normally I am all right, but when I sit for meditation, it's so terrible. So why this comes? Is only because we do not understand the genesis of thoughts. So the thoughts come, genesis of thoughts means how the thoughts are born. So when we become aware of all these phenomena, we will come to know that whenever we have reacted with anything or anybody in the world, that becomes the cause of unwanted thoughts in our mind. We can't stop them. See? We always become disturbed whenever we have become somebody. As a mother, I am disturbed. As a father, I am disturbed. As a friend, I am disturbed. As a neighbor, I am disturbed. But as a being, I am not disturbed. Therefore, for understanding life, we have to correct our interaction with the world. Instead of reacting, let us respond. And response is only this. Whatever is happening outside, there is no dirt collected inside. Inside remains quiet. This is the principle Bhagavad Gita tells to Arjun in the second chapter. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva Naivam papam avapsasi. When you live in this world, either you will win or you will be defeated. Either you will gain or you will lose. Either you will get happiness or you may not get happiness. But this is how the world is. Things don't happen every time the way we want. See? Net result is mind remains undisturbed. Now one more deep thought. Be extremely attentive. When we are interacting with the world, there are three options. Option number one, revolt against everything, like many people try to do that. How long are we going to revolt? Second thing, accept everything cheerfully and happily. This we can do. But what we do normally, we make an average. What is the average? On the surface, we accept, yes, it's okay, no problem. But inside there is a revolt. And then there is a tension and tug of war in our personality. See? Outside we say, no, I have no problem. But inside, you must have seen, when there is a red light on the traffic and the slope is upward and the truck is standing there. The truck doesn't move, but the engine goes on. Emissions in the same manner. When we live in this world, outside, and inside, the net result is acidity, ulcers, all psychosomatic problems, frustration, depression, all comforts and comfortably depressed. Why these things happen? Only because we have not taken care of interacting with the world in a proper manner. In the 5th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Yoginaha karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. A yogi who is practicing yoga lives in this world in such a manner that his inner self becomes purer and purer, clean, undisturbed. That is the meaning of yoga. So, when this becomes a part and parcel of our life, most of the problems of our life are dissolved. We are unable to even become aware that we are suffering not because of the world. We are suffering because of our own foolishness. I have got one principle. And the principle is, those who become miserable because of others, they are fools of the highest order. Translate in German. I don't want any one of you to miss it.
Die aufgrund von anderen unglücklich werden, sind die größten Narren, die es gibt, überhaupt.
Never justify that I am miserable because of her. You make her miserable, you don't become miserable. It's a very important principle. Nothing should justify us. I am miserable, disturbed because of this thing. It is not proper, therefore I am miserable. Throw it away, but don't become miserable. Or accept it cheerfully. The basic line, the base line, the bottom line is this. So life, if it is yielding happiness as the experience, we are going the right way. If the experiences of life is yielding frustration, depression, misery, demands, expectations, fear, loneliness, we are not living life. We are carrying the dead body of our own life on our shoulder. You all must have heard this word Satchidananda, isn't it? Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. These are the three things about the reality. What is reality? Sat Chit Ananda. The reality is defined by these three words. Sat is existence, Chit is consciousness, Ananda is bliss. In this object table, it is only existence. In the plant or animals, there is existence plus life. And it is only in human beings, all the three, existence, life and bliss. If we really claim to be human beings, it can be claimed only if bliss is manifested every moment and not blisters are gathered every moment. See? So, this becomes the rule. We live in this world in such a manner. Protect yourself from yourself, not the world. The world is most beautiful. 6th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan says, Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu, Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. We are our friend and we are our enemies. How important it is. There is no enemy outside anywhere. Enemy is we ourselves. Now with this understanding, we have to be very cautious and live with all awareness. That am I becoming low in my spirit? I don't feel like doing anything. I feel like, living here and going there. What will you do there? Wherever you go, you are there. Where will you run away? See? There was one boy who came to meet me. He said, Swamiji, this happened in Bombay. And I am staying in a new place which is about 9 stories building. So I am on the 4th or 5th floor. So he said, Swamiji, I have been waiting for you. I want to talk to you. And I said, look here, I am in a hurry. I had to go. No, don't brush me away. I am very urgent. I said, what is that? He started. I have been contemplating of committing suicide for last 10 years. I have been contemplating to commit suicide for last 10 years. I want your advice. I said, you go on the 9th floor and jump out. Guarantee you will die. No, not that way. I said, then you jump in front of the train. That is also possible. or electrocute yourself, but outside my house, not inside my house. I said, no, 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 Swami, you are making fun of my life. I said, who told you you are living? When you are thinking of committing suicide for last 10 years, were you living? Friends, please recognize this principle. Do not justify, do not allow low spirit in your life. Live every moment cheerfully and happily. Otherwise, all the time, we will be only imagining and frustration. And this can happen that we can really start changing our attitude towards life when you take this interaction into account. Always remember this. When this interaction will be corrected, the net result will be you are at home undisturbed. What are the signs of an undisturbed person? One who can go to sleep any moment he wants. Oh, I am like that. Then, wait a minute, I have not completed. Then, and he who can get up also when required. Oh, I can't get up. Both ways. Therefore, this portion has to be taken care of, and living in this awareness is called as meditation. I am not tying you down on meditation means this, only this meditation. So, 1 hour meditation and 23 hours frustration. That is not life, that is death. 24 hours, 24 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 365. Every moment is a moment to live in bliss. Then we come to the 3 aspects of our personality: the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. Physical at the level of the body, mental at the level of the mind, and spiritual at the level of our divine self. Now we'll take into account these 3. First, we'll start from our gross body or the physical level. Fortunately, unfortunately, or whatever way you call it, I have been associated with many institutions like Kaivalya Dham, Lonavala, like here, and many other places, where they talk about yoga and they also talk about health associated with yoga. It was the first revelation I had in England. When I heard it, I thought Patanjali must have turned in his grave. I went there to somebody, and she is a Chinese girl, and married to a Britisher, and her interest is in this yoga. So she was in India. She came for one of my camps. So when I came to London, I went to her, and we have seen the things. Then she introduced me to 2-3 yoga schools and all that. And in one place when we went, he was an Indian from South Africa, and he had a yoga school, he, his wife, his children, and everything. And after talking and all that, he gave me a few pamphlets. Swamiji, this is what we are doing. And I read pamphlet number 1, leaflet number 1. Yoga for early pregnancy. Krishna Rama Govinda. See, yoga for early pregnancy. Second leaflet, yoga for reducing weight. Third, yoga for figure. Nowhere in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, nowhere in any book of yoga, these things are anywhere mentioned. See, it is something like a person gave me an elephant as a gift. Now I got such terrible power in that elephant, He can lift the whole house. So now I have to use that elephant because I have got it now. So I thought, no, what can I do? What can I do with this elephant? So I decided, okay, let me plow the kitchen garden by the elephant.
Was doet de elephant? Was doet dat? Ploeg? Küchengarten, een Kräutergarten füllen.
Now that kitchen garden can be plowed even by your own hand, you can do that. But for that I employ elephant. Why? Because I got a gift. In the same manner, this yoga which can give us the highest, that we are employing in these small little things. Now why this happens? Because undue importance to the body. Body is required, no doubt about it. But we have to understand about the body. Therefore, when we look at body, now look at the body with understanding, not mechanical. We have lived mechanically sufficiently. The first principle, first understanding about everybody's body. Our body is not created by us. Second thing, our body does not listen to us. When it has to grow, it grows.
Het is met waar, maar zolang mijn serie woont in den Körper. Dus hört der Körper auch auf mich, oder nicht?
Er hat es geteilt zwischen Körper, Geist und Seele. Und jetzt spricht er nur über den Körper.
Got it? So, the body is neither created by us, nor the body listens to us. When the body has to grow, it grows. First vertically, then horizontally. There are people who simply look at the ice cream and they start putting on weight. They don't eat even. And there are people, they can consume buckets of ice cream, yet they continue to be like this thing. There is one girl in America I saw. So we went for eating ice cream. And she took so much. I said, hey, you are taking so much of ice cream, it will hurt you, you will become fat, you have got a good figure. She said, Swamiji, I am dying to become fat. I have tried everything. I eat so much and yet I don't become fat. See? So the body doesn't listen to us. And yet, all our life is lived only for the sake of the body. Body is just an instrument to be used for some higher purpose. See, you must have done in your life. For the first time, when we learn driving a car, for the first time, that time we are eager to give lift to somebody or the other, isn't it? That time we want to drive somebody. Come on, mom, you want to go somewhere? I'll take you. Why? Because new learning. Afterwards, it becomes a burden, isn't it? So that vehicle, the car, is not only for sitting and running around. It is a vehicle through which you do a job. In the same manner, body is a vehicle through which the embodied is functioning. And therefore, what is the purpose of this body and what is our spiritual practice? One, keep the body as a fit instrument so that it doesn't become a burden on others and we can serve the world through this body. With this attitude, If we look at the body, we become spiritual seekers. Or else, you just see all the terrorists, those who have killed themselves. Do you think they were bodily crippled? No. Every terrorist has been a young boy, very healthy, and they were fired with something, and as a result, they did not worry even to die to achieve the goal. So our body may be healthy, but the question is, for what? Like the terrorist, to destroy the world? Or like the great masters who have served this world? So the health of the body is important, friends. But is this health only for the sake of the health, or something to be achieved through this? Therefore, there are two things to be learnt and known about life. With our body, we have to take care of our body perfectly well. And in that taking care of our body, there are few things. One is the food. About food, Renata Amma will tell you everything about food. I am not a specialist and I know only how to eat. Other things I don't know. My principles of life are totally different. But it is required that you should take care of your food so that you remain healthy. So she will be taking the Ayurveda talks every evening. That time she will tell you also about food and everything. And then after that you can follow it or forget it. Choice is yours. So the food. Now the second thing is about the body is the exercise. It is necessary that we keep our body fit so that it is available whenever we want it. And what is the fitness of the body? Fitness of the body is kept in one place, in one posture. It remains in that posture for 3 hours. Oh, 3 hours. Even 3 minutes it is difficult, After every 5 minutes, this way, then this starts spinning, then this way, then this starts spinning, then this way, then this starts spinning, then loving the knees this way, then this starts spinning, then spreading this way. Is this body? Can't the body listen to us even for 1 hour? No movement means no movement. That freedom is called as control over body. How important it is. Otherwise, doing a typical kind of acrobatic postures, like Shirsasana, the head down, or making the Halasana, or making the Padmasana, most pathetic asana. These are all required up to a particular limit. But the bottom line is our body available to us whenever we want, for whatever period of time, without getting as an obstacle?
Bitte übersetzt den Satz.
Unser Körper ist wichtig als ein Mittel, ein Hilfsmittel. Und es soll uns halt möglich sein, den Körper in einer bestimmten Position zu halten, solange wie wir es wollen. Und nicht, dass wir nicht der Sklave unseres Körpers sind, sondern der Körper das tut, was wir möchten. Oder was notwendig ist, ja.
Wenn wir es brauchen.
Ist der
Körper immer unruhig und wir können nicht in Ruhe zuhören zum Beispiel.
Done? Okay. It's good I don't understand. So, when our body is thus trained, and this training of the body has to be done by us. Start with small doses. For example, as we are all here basically for the spiritual retreat, try in one lecture when you sit, suppose your stamina is 15 minutes, very good. So sit in one posture without moving for 15 minutes. Then try to help. Make it 20 minutes, make it 30 minutes. Slowly during this 7 days time, you will be able to achieve perfection in your posture, in your asana. Now why this is required? It is something like, if I am driving a car, you all must be doing it. Every time we sit in the driver's seat, what we do? We first adjust. We adjust the view mirror, and then we adjust the, it has to go front or back, and if you want to put something, you put below some pillows, and like that. After you are fit, then you are only driving. In the same manner, whatever we have to do in our life, not only meditation, but even our cooking or washing or whatever we are doing, what is most important is our posture is perfect. This is one very important principle. One example I'll give you. I was in Kuwait, in somebody's house, and there was a girl who was studying in 12th standard, and she was having a constant headache, and she was taken to the doctor, and all kinds of theories. There may be cancer, there may be some growth, and CT scan, CAT scan, dog scan, everything. Lot of money was taken. And when I was in their house, they told Swamiji, we don't know, she is such a young girl, 12th standard only, hardly 17, 16, but she is having this problem. I said, anyway, after I finished my food, I said, hey, I'll come to your room. I went to her room. I said, hey, I will sleep on your bed and you study. Don't disturb me, okay? So I lied down on the bed and she was studying on her table and chair. And I was not sleeping. I was observing her, how she is sitting. And after about 10 minutes, then I got up. I said, my sleep is over. Then I told her father, I said, you change her table and chair. That is creating problem for her. She was a tall type of girl, and her desk and the seat was like a small child. To her age, she was taller. And as a result, she has to do like this constantly. Naturally, it's a very wrong posture. And as a result, all the problems came. Therefore, physical body, if it is exposed to the right kind of posture in whatever you are doing, meditation, driving, cooking, washing, talking, walking, everywhere, it will give you a tremendous freedom from your own body. Then the body will never become a problem for us. It's a question of only few moments of awareness. The moment you are, for example, you are sitting for taking food, if you are aware, you will immediately control your food intake. If you are aware, you will sit properly. If you are aware, you will not spill. Whole life has to be lived in complete awareness. And for that body, how our yogasanas can help us, this Brita will be taking the classes, and most of you do it. So learn that time, and she'll explain you the importance of each and get it done. One of the most important thing I learned is, if your stomach is healthy, your everything is perfect. If you have got some or the other problems constantly, Ayurveda tells this only, your stomach should be perfectly well. And for that, I was told the other day by Brita about her. I really appreciated that. Every one of us have to know what is suitable diet for us. Nobody can tell. You have to find out what is suitable for us, and according to that you eat. Like I'll give you my example. Rice was an essential atom in my food, both times, lunch and dinner. I cannot go without rice. And I was suffering as a result of this a lot, and acidity, then gases, then GERD, then throat trouble, then congestion, cough, migraine, you name, all were sufficiently with me. Not for a day or two, but for 25 years I have carried them. Every kind of medicine, every kind of doctor. And one day, by the God's grace, I discovered that a culprit is rice. So I stopped eating rice. The moment I stopped eating rice, all my problems dissolved. Now, how can anybody tell this except myself? In the same manner, we all have to recognize and become aware that what are the kinds of diets or food habits, etc., is suitable for us. And when you live in that awareness about your food habits, your body will never become a problem for you. Now, when such a healthy body is maintained, healthy body alone is suitable for meditation. Please understand this very important thing. Meditation is not a corrective technique. It is a healthy technique. It is something like, gym. Can we send somebody to gym, he who has got 2-3 fractures and spondylosis, and advise, go to gym for weightlifting? No. It's only for the healthy people. In the same manner, meditation is not for those who are depressed, who are dejected, I don't know why to live, but I don't have courage to die, then I am killing your time. No. Meditation is to invoke the infinite potentiality that every one of us have. Hardly 2%, 1% of our abilities we are utilizing. We have got many, many potentialities. Why we are not able to bring it out? Only because we are not becoming aware about it. And for that purpose, let our body be healthy and fit. With that alone, we can really lead a meaningful life. Then regarding the mind and spiritual aspect, etc., we'll take in our next class. The daily schedule for the camp is, you have it anywhere here? If you can give me one and explain them. So from tomorrow onwards, 6:30 to 7 morning, you will have herbal tea. 7 to 8:15, 75 minutes, we will have meditation here. 8:15 to 8:45, we will have breakfast. Then 8:45 to 10 o'clock, we will have one talk here as we had just now. Then 10 to 10:30 you will have again tea. Then 10:30 to 11:30 Brita will twist you in yoga, and after the yoga is over 11:30 to 12 we will have japa sadhana. This about japa I will tell you in short. We did this japa sadhana in many retreats this year, right from Ireland and USA. And I found it was a great experience for so many people. So we will start that, and in one of my talks I will explain you exactly what is happening when we are chanting the Lord's name and how it can change our total perspective of life. So that we will do between 11:30 and 12, half an hour. Then 12 to 13, that is 1 o'clock, you may go for a walk or help in the kitchen. Then 1 o'clock lunch and rest. Then 3 o'clock we will have a cup of tea. Then again 4 to 5:45 we will have another talk. Then 5:45 to 6:30 you can go for a walk or help in the kitchen, and 6:30 to 7:30 we will have dinner, and 7:30 to 8 Amma will put you to sleep in Ayurvedic way. And with this our day will be concluded. And as we will go day by day, you will start experiencing small little changes are happening in you. And those changes must be very small and very slow. Then only the complete beauty comes out. Whenever a bud opens in the natural rhythm of opening, it has all the beauty expressed. But when we forcibly open the bud, we destroy everything. So let the things happen, and it will definitely help every one of us. With this, we conclude today's session number 1. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Harihi Om.